Okay, so this is what everybody in 8th grade math is doing this week. I gave you guys a review. They're not going to go over that till next week. Basically, everybody's doing this all week just to review. I'm not giving you guys quite as many problems, but if you get through these and you feel like you are killing it and you can do this, then feel free to go on to Coach Elkins and do all of that again. Some of these are repeat questions I stole from him. There's not as many. So it's kind of a long process, but it's not difficult math. And every page is split up like this, and it breaks it down for this 3 steps. So I want you to use this video. And you can mute it if you don't want to hear me talking, but at least use this video when you're doing the problems on your own. Okay, so when we do mean absolute deviation, we are doing it literally in the order that it tells us to do it. And sometimes you'll see questions asked a little bit differently, but for this test you're going to take, if it mentions the word mean at all, you're actually going to be doing this, not just finding the mean. But that is step 1. So step 1, when we are given a set of numbers and we have to find the mean absolute deviation, we are going to add all of those numbers together. We're going to find the mean, right? So we're going to do the first part of finding the mean, which is add them all together. So 90 plus 95 plus 88 plus 100. So every time, like I said in the last video, I add them up and then I hit enter. And I got 373 on that. I'm not done. I have to divide. I just like to do them in separate steps. So I got 373, and now I need to divide by how many numbers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So divide by 4. And that gives me 93.25. Okay, that is a big number. That's my mean. That's not my answer. This is just step 1, remember. Okay, so we're going to go to step 2. So to do this, you are going to need to use a button on the calculator called Math. It is under the green alpha button. It's kind of like that. Math, then you're going to use the arrow key, and you're going to arrow over to num. It'll be highlighted. And then the first option says abs, and that is what you're going to click on. You're going to hit enter, and it brings up these little bars that look like this. So what's going to happen in these little bars, I'm going to make it a little bit longer. You are going to subtract every number in your set from the mean that you got. Okay, so what that means is I'm going to type in the little bars 93.25 minus, first number was 90, so I'm going to say minus 90. And when I do that, I get 3.25. So what this button does, it finds the absolute value, which just means it gives you the digit. If we were to subtract, well, actually that one works. But there are some where if you did it without the absolute value, you would get a negative number. And we don't want negative numbers in this step 2. So it's just easier to have the little bars so you don't get confused. And there's the bell. Okay. Next one, and if you're on our calculator, you can hit the blue second and hit enter, and it'll bring up the problem you just had, and you can arrow over and type in the next number. So we're going to do 93.25 again, that was my mean, minus, the next number is 95, so minus 95. And I get 1.75. And I'm going to go through the next one. So 93.25 minus 88. So I hit second enter, I arrow over, and I hit 88. And it's 5.25. Now the last one, this is where the absolute value thing will make sense if you don't use it. So 93.25 minus 100. So if I were to just type this problem in the calculator just like that without the absolute value, it would be negative 6.75. So since I don't want negatives and I did the absolute value, it's just 6.75. Okay, so now I have all these new numbers. I have a new set. Oh, that's not pretty. Let's just use that. I have a new set of numbers. So what's going to happen with these numbers in step 3 is I'm going to find the mean of this new set. So I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to use this box down here. So 3.25, 1.75, 5.25, and 6.75. Okay, I'm going to add them all up. 3.25 plus 1.75 plus 5.25 plus 6.75, and I'm going to divide by, I get 17 first of all when I add them all together. Then we're going to divide by 4, and we get 4.25, and that is my final answer. So it is a lot of work, I'm not going to lie, but if it's broken down into each step, it kind of makes it a little bit more manageable. Okay, next. Okay, so this one has some negatives, and this is good because we're going to look at it. So first things first, find the mean or the average of the set of numbers below. So we're going to add all of these up. So I've got negative 10.5 plus negative 12 plus 2.5 plus 5. So when I added all of these up, I got negative 15. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 in the set. So I'm going to say negative 15 divided by 4. And we get negative 3.75. So I'm circling it just so I can see it. It's not my answer, but I'm going to need it in step 2. Okay, so how this works again, we're going to go to math, arrow, absolute, and I'm going to subtract every single number in the set from this number. I like to put the mean, I like to put this number first. So negative 3.75 minus negative 10.5. Always, if there's a negative number, do minus negative. If not, it's going to come out real funky. 3.75 minus negative 10.5. And that gives me 6.75. Okay, now I'm done with that number. Negative 3.75 minus negative 12. Negative 12. Okay, that gives me 8.25. Done with that number. The next one, negative 3.75 minus 2.5. And that is 6.25. The last number 5. So negative 3.75 minus 5. And that is 8.75. Okay, so this is my new set of numbers. I need these for step 3. You don't have to use the third box. If you can do it in this box, then by all means. I'm just doing it so you guys can see, and if you want to take screenshots of this or pause to help you on your own, then that's perfect. Okay, but for now, just so you can see it visually, I'm going to write it all out. 8.25, 6.25, and 8.75. And we're finding the mean of these, which means we're going to add them all up. So 6.75 plus 8.25 plus 6.25, oh my gosh, plus 8.75. Okay, when I add them all up, I get 30. Not done. I need to divide by how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Divided by 4. 7.5, and that is my answer. Okay, I want you to try this one on your own. They're all positive numbers, so that shouldn't be too big of an issue. I want you to also try this one on your own because they are not too bad. This one on your own.